Mike Tyson.
From the mean streets of Brooklyn, a force of nature was born. His name, Michael Gerard Tyson. The world would come to know him by many titles: Kid Dynamite, the baddest man on the planet. But his impact was singular. He wasn't just a boxer, he was an event, and he would go on to become one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. In 1987, at just 20 years old, Mike Tyson made history, claiming his first belt and becoming the youngest heavyweight champion ever. He was a phenomenon, an undisputed champion who held the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles simultaneously. With a ferocious style, he blazed through his opponents, winning his first 19 professional fights by knockout, 12 of them in the very first round. But the story of Iron Mike is as much about the fall as it is about the rise. In 1990, in one of the biggest upsets in boxing history, he was knocked out by underdog Buster Douglas, losing his undisputed title. A few years later, in 1992, his life took a darker turn when he was convicted of rape and sentenced to 6 years, in prison, of which he served 3. Upon his release in 1995, Tyson embarked on a series of comeback fights, reclaiming the WBA and WBC titles. He joined a small elite group of fighters who had regained a heavyweight championship after losing it. However, the controversy continued. In a shocking 1997 rematch against Evander Holyfield, Tyson was disqualified for biting his opponent's ears. In 2002, he fought for the world title once more against Lennox Lewis, losing by knockout. Decades later, in 2024, his bout against Jake Paul became one of the biggest boxing events in U.S. history. With a knockout-to-win percentage of 88%, Tyson's power was legendary. He was ranked among the greatest punchers of all time and described as perhaps the most ferocious fighter to ever step into the ring. His intimidating style was inspired by the legendary Sonny Liston, and his controversial behavior both inside and outside the ring only added to his mystique. But to understand the fighter, you must first understand the boy. Born in Fort Greene, Brooklyn, on June 30, 1966, Michael Tyson grew up in crime-ridden neighborhoods. He was a shy child with a high-pitched voice and a lisp, often picked on by bullies. His first fight, he said, was with a bigger youth who had pulled the head off, one of his cherished pigeons. By the age of 13, he had already been arrested 38 times. His path changed at the Tryon School for Boys, where a counselor and former boxer, Bobby Stewart, discovered his emerging talent. Stewart introduced him to the legendary trainer and manager, Cus D'Amato. D'Amato saw the potential in the young, troubled teen and became his legal guardian after Tyson's mother passed away when he was 16. It was under D'Amato's tutelage that Tyson would be molded from a street kid into a world champion. Tyson's amateur career saw him win gold medals at the Junior Olympic Games. He turned professional on March 6, 1985, at the age of 18, and the rest is history. In his first year, he had 15 bouts, winning them all by knockout. The world was watching, and everyone knew that a new, terrifying heavyweight champion was on the rise. Cus D'Amato's death in 1985, however, would leave a void in Tyson's life. A loss that many believe was a catalyst for the challenges that lay ahead.